move more, solidify the game and get more bugs out of the way before we actually release it to the public. So that's what we've been doing. We haven't abandoned the game. I got to say that every stream now. According to reviews, we have. We're terrible devs. So with that, I'm sorry, Chloe. I'm reeling it in, Chloe. I'm reeling it in. We're reeled. All right.
You know what's really funny, Chris, is apparently there's some interesting things on Twitch where if you hit a certain number of viewers right as a stream starts, Twitch actually basically kills the feed and brings it back almost immediately, but there's like a 30-second loop that happens where the stream actually drops. And this has been happening to us for a couple weeks, and I've got to see if I can improve this, because it's getting annoying on my end. Because when we export our videos, there are two different videos. There's like the first 30 seconds or to like a couple minutes of our stream, and then there's the rest of the stream. So Twitch, you're giving me migraines. Which just went through because I just saw it drop and pick back up again. So, Twitch, you and I are going to be having a conversation very shortly. Why does it have to be so hard? I don't know. It doesn't have to be hard. It it's like, just press buttons and things should work. Do you remember when you just released the game and on day one there weren't any patches and there weren't any bugs and it just worked?
Only 2 games.
I don't remember any. I don't actually remember any game or any technology that happens or that had that. But what I wouldn't give for that. Actually,
I would say Command and Conquer Red Alert, the first one, really didn't have any problems. We only put out a couple patches for it, but that was back in the day when patches you couldn't just post a patch, but it shipped and it worked on a ton of machines, and we even fixed a Microsoft DirectX 3 problem at the time and submitted that change to them because it was such a bad API. So we fixed some problems. But anyway, we had it working, and there was another game. Which one was it? Red Alert 2. The Red Alerts were always really solid. Anyway, with that said, back to it.
Let's go back to what we're doing today. Are we at the point where we can start talking about what people are going to see when they actually get access to the dedicated servers? Because I think we haven't really talked a lot about it. We haven't really talked about how it's going to be hosted or anything like that, or how we're even going to go through the process of testing it with our players.
First off, it's not going to be. It's going to be a separate client that you download, command client that you download. There's a console. There's going to be commands that you have to put in. It's not something as simple as click a button and go. You will have actually a lot more functionality than you do currently when you host regular games. And I believe our cap is right now is like 32 players. So it's pretty cool. By the way, I did host a game, everybody, if you're interested in coming to hang out. Hold on, let me make sure. Boop, open everybody. I'm going to run up to Argo. We're not really going to do much today, but I'll give away some free goodies. But yeah, it's going to be very raw, very similar to DayZ, not as raw as DayZ, or Rust. But and we're working on refining that so that you launch the executable, you launch the executable, you set up how you want your server to run through a console, basic rudimentary console, and then off you go. It's up and running, and then you can play from your machine in addition to players being able to join in. So it's going to be like your standard tried and true early access, a little bit easier client server architecture, dedicated server architecture. But, hosting services will be able to host dedicated servers, which will be awesome, and all sorts of cool stuff like that. Sound good?
I think it sounds great. I mean, would it be useful for all parties involved to start up, at this point, the dedicated server thread, the dedicated discussion?
Not until we go into beta.
Not until we go into beta. And that would be approximately...
when it's ready.
What are we looking at for that?
When it's ready. So this particular patch, Game Update 16, might be a little delayed based on where we're at with the dedicated server, because we want the dedicated server to be in this patch. So there may be some delays in that. Usually we're at a 2 week interval. I'm hoping we can maintain that for this particular patch, but it may be slightly delayed because this particular patch there's a lot more going from a technology standpoint, a lot more going into it. Now we'll also have some minor tweaks and updates and balance changes. I've changed the rotation speed on Draymar, so he'll turn at you and kill you instantly. You know, all that good stuff. You guys love that. I'm going to be tweaking the Forest Giants because they play a role in the Kerr battle. So they're going to get a boost as well. I also tweak their swipe so that you can't stand on a house anymore. So that's good fun. You guys are actually going to have to like work at killing them now.
Thanks for showing us that, guys.
Yeah, it's good. I appreciate that. I love seeing exploits because I love nothing more than fixing them and making it more difficult.
Well, I mean, that's the whole point, right? Now, just one question about dedicated servers that has been posted a couple times in chat already is, will the dedicated servers be Windows only, or will there be something, this was from DDDocs, that can also be put on like a Linux box or probably even a Mac box? I
believe right now it's Windows only. Now, I could be wrong.
We will check on that for sure.
We'll double check because I got it right now. We've been testing on Windows because it's just a more stable. You know, we got to get it stable first on one platform before we can move it to the other platforms. But we'll keep you guys posted on that and let you know. All right, I'm going to drop some spirit orbs out in the world. One per person, guys. One per person. These are like Skittles.
So another person in chat has asked, what are the specs of the system you're running the game from right now? Now, when we run for stream, we actually tend to downgrade some of the specs, some of the options, I should say, not the specs themselves, to enable it to look better on stream. But the actual specs of the computer are a lot higher, and it runs it very prettily.
Nice. We're running on an i7, 16 gigs of RAM, GeForce 7 ish. So we got Darth Vader. Sorry, that was the in-game voice chat. That's so amazing.
Yay,
we got to
voice
fix.
gremlins.
Yes, I love that. It's part of our filter that we put on there to make it sound very rugged. So yeah, it's a semi-beefy machine, but it's not set up for a dev environment, so that's why I always have problems when I run stuff. But it's relatively beefy, so we have some horsepower here, so we can run the game at a relatively good frame rate. I do tweak the settings slightly. I run in a window, I run at 16:9, and my texture detail is set at good. I do bring my draw distance down to high, and I set my shadow distance down to high. I also turn off SSAO and VSync to ensure I get optimal frame rate for the most part. Yeah. All right. So with that, hopefully that answers that question. All right. I got something for KT. Got something for ya.
CAD, if you aren't seeing the server, it could be one of two reasons. The server could be full.
Yep.
We haven't unchecked that box yet because it's proving to be a little more problematic than we had originally hoped. Or it might actually be that you're in a different region. It seems like we're getting bitten by the Steam region bug because we use Steam's multiplayer system, so that's a pain in the butt. But it's how Steam works on a lot of cases.
Yeah, it's always funny, dedicated server. Once we get the dedicated server stuff, it won't be such an issue. But because we're doing the peer-to-peer hosting, there's some oddities here and there. So I apologize for that. But the beauty is you can play multiplayer and you can play on your own, server with your buddy. It makes it really easy. So the great thing about Savage, there are multiple ways to host a game and play, or multiple ways to play. You're not forced to join some obscure dedicated server that has tons of players hunting you down. In our game, you can host your own server, have your friends join, password it, you can play offline. So we got some really cool options. I feel pretty good about it. All right, so here we are in Argo. Everybody that's here, we're not really going to do much today because I don't got a lot of time. I'm just going to give away free goodies. You already got spirit orbs. I didn't have armor in the bags today, and I gave away Fury battle satchels, which are 10-slot bags. That's always pretty cool, I think. You got some food. in the bags. We got a basic, just a basic reckless edge. You know, the usual. Everybody has those. Fleshbound hammer, and I even put a torch in there for fun. Hopefully everybody's really enjoying the coal update. I made sure that you guys have plenty of coal now. Also, want to hear if you guys think that the Ripper Club, I love that. If you guys think that the mats now, the components for the ebon steel and all the high-end rare items are still too low, because I have no problem increasing the amount of mats you need to craft that stuff. What do you think? Let me know. There's a little bit of funny sarcasm there, but because I did increase them a lot, Chloe.
That's good.
I even fixed the bug right here, guys. Check it out. If any of you remember, the skull used to stick out right here on this cage. Fixed. So proud of that. All right. Chloe's not having fun, guys.
Chloe's
not having fun.
Chats.
All right. So
I should be paying attention. I'm sorry. I'm paying attention.
So if you guys are looking for really good ore, I know a lot of players have asked, well, why don't you respawn rocks like right in front of me so I don't have to go far? The goal, one of the things about our survival game is I want you to explore. So resources can be depleted, trees can be cut down. They do not regrow back. You are actually, that's a bit of deforestation that is taking place. There is one area in the world near the huge Tower of Court Azul that the minerals are actually in wide abundance. Those rocks over there have the best mineral drops in the game, but you have to make it over there. Where these rocks over in this region near Argo and in general are kind of, they give us some ore. They're decent, but it's still kind of it takes a lot of work. I do recommend you craft a fleshbound hammer that does improve mining efficiency. But, to get all the good stuff, it does require more than 30 minutes of play, which many of you know. Just throwing that out there. So anyway, there's that. Hey, I got some rotting meat if anybody wants it. This is always good fun. It's like Russian roulette. No? Yes? I'm going to pick it up and see what happens.
I was going to say, you should eat it.
I'm going to eat it. Where did I put my serrated steel? Oh, there it is. I'm wielding a serrated ebon steel sword. Many of those those weapons don't drop in the game anymore because I have them slated for something else. In time. Oop! Oh, I can't get out. All right, so let's see what happens when I eat the rotted meat. Poisoned. Wonderful. That was fun. Bad idea. All right.
How much damage did you take? Because it wasn't kicked up.
I'm poisoned, so it's just a slow tick over time.
It is your damage over time.
But look at this, frost berries. Let's see if is it 1 or 2. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Now I do have a question from Majoris, who's curious why we, as a studio, decided that Savage Lands was a project that we were interested in doing when our flagship has always been Toy Soldiers, especially since, as many of you know, we just released our Toy Soldiers, our latest Toy Soldiers game, which is War Chest, and that's available on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC as well. Chris,
I'm gonna run up. Let's go to Kerr. While I'm gonna run up towards the tower while I answer this question. So, very good question, and for most developers. Signal Studios is a developer and publisher. It's always very good to be able to diversify your portfolio. And for us, Kerr has landed. So having different types of games that fit within different types of genres is a good thing to have, especially as a studio, because it shows as a developer it shows that you can do more than just say build your tower defense game. In this case, we can, we've developed survival games. We've developed our survival game. We've developed tower defense action games. We also have mobile games with Sleeping Prince. So there's a lot of cool things that we've done as a studio, as a whole that that helps make us helps broaden our portfolio and helps get us out there in the world. So it's a good thing to do. You don't just want to build the same game over and over again as you become a larger studio.
Yep. And that sometimes means that you develop something that, you know, it is the game that it is, and you go, okay, well, we learned a lot from that, but that's not a direction we want to go in the future. So sometimes games don't get sequels, which is crazy in this world of nothing but sequels, but sometimes you do, and Toy Soldiers is definitely an IP that as a studio we're very much behind, and will continue to most likely work on for the future.
I mean, like, you look at Five Nights at Freddy's, they've released, they're on their 4th one now, and that game's only been out, what, a month? Oh, I'm just kidding, that's so funny. I actually like Five Nights at Freddy's, by the way.
I don't play horror games. I
you
don't
don't?
like getting scared.
Five Nights at Freddy's is actually pretty good.
I'm not a horror person. I tried to play Containment, and I think I actually got really far in the original Containment. But
follow me, everybody. We'll make our way towards Kerr.
I had to play like Containment with the lights on in bright sunlight. It was too much.
So there's a question. Shields, third person, better ore-based arrows? Yes. How's that?
All of those. ETA? Unknown.
Unknown. Because we're busy. Our focus right now is dedicated servers. Nothing else matters at this point.
Yep.
And
The reality is that we have very limited resources on everything. We do what we can. And when we say resources, we mean code resources, time resources, etc. for really everyone who's involved in the project, because we all work on multiple projects. And that's the reality of working with a small studio.
Kerr just does not care about us right now. It's like, whatever.
Elborn, the Toy Soldier streams are on Monday at... Shoot.
Is he coming after me? Let's see who he's targeting.
Chris, did you go aggro the dragon?
I did, actually. Oh, here he comes!
You're terrible. Sorry, Elborn. So, Toy Soldier streams are Monday at 3 p.m. 3 p.m.
Oh, he's after me, that jerk.
Pacific, so that would be 6 p.m. Eastern and whatever like that. Methan, awesome. Or Mythan, sorry, has asked, with no map being planned, can you add things like a telescope or range-finding tools?
Maybe. I have some ideas on some cool magical things I want to put into the world. That kind of fit that idea, but, you know, I know... who's he after? I gotta see who he's after. Hold on, Chloe. This is important.
Why do you care so much? Why?
Because as long as it's not me, I'm cool.
I see.
I let everybody to their doom. Everybody, make your way back to the town hall. We'll be safe. It's a bowling alley.
Not really. Cat has asked us in the future they're going to be larger servers. 8 to 8 seems a little smaller. Kat, I think you missed earlier when Chris was talking about the expected number of players that you will be able to play with on a hosted server. Oh, sorry, on a dedicated server, which is different from peer-to-peer hosted servers, should be up to 32, at least at this point. So that could change when we finally get it, but right now that is what we are targeting and testing against. And then Kubla Khan, if you can't find his server, then likely the server is actually full. And so...
Yeah, you know what's crazy about that is that when our servers get full, the way it's set up right now, we're working on finding a way around it, but that's actually a Steam issue, or a Steam thing.
Yeah.
Ooh. Steam actually pulls the server from the list, which is kind of weird.
I mean, I guess they figure it's better to only show the ones that are available. But considering they also have the region lock,
he's after me. Hold on. Holy smokes. Stupid dragon. Everybody into the town hall! Close the door! We'll be safe!
Now, Lieutenant 742 has asked about the Sundered Chirper. Now, for those of you who may have seen it in the forums, we have been running an art challenge for the last couple of weeks. And in fact, it was supposed to end last week, and with the launch of Toy Soldiers War Chest, I went, nope. not dealing with it this week. So, in fact, the art challenge ends tonight, and anybody who enters can wind up getting a Signal t-shirt, you know, the same one that I wear when I'm on stream. Great big huge Signal logo on the chest. Also, you can see it just behind Chris's head in the background at the studio. So if you're interested in getting one of those t-shirts, all you gotta do is draw us your version of what the Thunder Chirper is. I have looked at our current entries. They are all fantastic. I can't wait to share them with you guys. In fact, the Hugabug, which was Zach's, one of the Unity programmers at the studio's entry, is on the wall also behind Chris's head. So I would love to see more entries. Doesn't matter if you're not good at art. I am terrible at art, and I cannot wait to show you guys my chirper, which is, yeah. But it's not the point. The point is to have fun and share with us what you guys think this looks like. And so, Chris, you were supposed to get your kids to send me pictures.
What's that, Clay?
Disappointed in you. You were supposed to have your kids draw pictures for us of the Thunder Chirper, and you never did.
No, I'm sorry. I got my Wii U powered supply fixed, and that's all they're playing Wii U now like crazy. So
see this face? That's me being disappointed.
I know, and you know they want to test Savage Lands, but you know they want to fight the dragon. So they're like, "When's the dragon gonna be in, Dad? Once the dragon's in, we'll fight. We'll play for him." I'm like, all right, you guys are being mean. All right. So what do we got? We got it's 1:36, Chloe. We have approximately 5 to 10 minutes.
All right.
Let's get some questions out of the way.
Well, we have been doing questions.
More questions out of the way.
Well, in fact, you know what? I had
you know what? You haven't done a giveaway.
I haven't, but I have a request for some lore drops about the forest giants. Because I went to our wiki page today because somebody was asking about them in the forums. I'm like, wow, we have nothing on here. So, Chris.
Yes.
What is the origin of the forest giants? Were they always on the island?
They were always on the
island. Were they always active? Like, could you, like, with, you know how when you go walk past them a little too closely, they aggro on you?
Mm-hmm.
Were they always like that? Were the humans of the world always able to?
They were protectors of the island.
Right, but my point is, were they always so aggressive? Because I assume that at this point, the reason why they always attack, instead of you just seeing them walk around, because they're in their dormant state, right? Mm-hmm. Would they have always attacked the residents of the island?
No, I believe actually I said in most occasions that they didn't attack. They're mostly in their, you know, they're always in their dormant state. There were some residents of the island, practitioners, if you will, that could communicate with the giants, but they were all wiped out when Kerr made his presence known.
So the forest giants fall into the category of that of the type of magic that we've already started to see in the game. Things like the spirit orbs and the shards and whatnot. That sort of life magic, I guess?
Spirit magic.
You're calling it spirit magic. Okay. So
spirit magic.
Spirit magic. So they were wiped out when Kerr came. Yes. Or rather, they weren't. No, the practitioners were wiped out when Kerr came. Hi. See, ladies and gentlemen, I can't even keep his lore straight.
So there's another question. We're looking at adding more creatures. We got a bunch. I want to add in a few more giant class type creatures, such as, you know, like mountain trolls, ogres. That'll be in the world. We also have some smaller creatures that we're looking at adding in soon. Forest gremlins. I'm hoping to get those in shortly. And then a bunch of other kind of troll-like things and mean creatures. And more content is on the way. It's just a matter of we got to get past these few hurdles that we have before, you know, we can get that stuff in. We just got a small team with a lot to do. Big features like dedicated servers that have been coded from scratch. Savage Lands wasn't piggybacked onto some other engine that existed like Source or Arma, so that we already had a multiplayer backend in place. Unity has a multiplayer solution, but it doesn't necessarily cater to what we want to do. So we had to redo it from scratch. That's why it's taken so long. It's not taking so long. It's actually
it's just taking time.
It's part of the development process.
Yeah, the time is that it takes is what it takes. We've gotten one out of the big 3 that we keep talking about, which was the basis for the character customizer out of the way. So with that getting out of the way with the last update in update 15, everything has moved on to dedicated servers. And once dedicated servers is out, everything moves to the final big one, which is Kerr's encounter, which we're also making progress on subsequently to just the testing, but you've got to roll as you go. So.
Yep.
All right. Why don't we do an
give some stuff away, Chloe.
All right,
People love free stuff.
Relax. What am I using? Am I using my chirper or?
Nah, let's get a little crazy. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
You ready for crazy?
Sure, Chris.
Kerr.
Really? Good grief. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Kerr. No caps. It's a very easy word to enter because Chris is feeling... I don't know what Chris is feeling like today.
You guys like that, though. That was funny. I thought that was good. That was good.
Yep.
When will the Kerr encounter be arriving? The Kerr encounter arriving will be soon. It will actually be in the same update as dedicated servers.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You didn't say that earlier.
I like to delight and surprise.
Yeah, sure. About that. Speaking of that, when can they expect to see a patch preview? Game update preview.
Hopefully soon, guys. I'm actually in the middle. I have a lot on my plate at the moment. Hopefully I get something over the weekend. We're good. Hopefully I'll get to something over the weekend for you guys, but I don't have anything at the moment. It'll actually probably be very small, but in many ways the patch is actually incredibly huge.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. Dedicated servers now available is not something that's like, oh, that's all they did. No, it was that was a boat ton of work, months of work to get in place. So the cool thing is we got the character customizer out there. We'll have the Kerr encounter in place. So we'll have a lot of good stuff. I mean, it's all part of our early access development plan, guys. You guys have bought in. We're here. We're communicating with you guys. I think you guys like our communication program that we have with our fans, right?
Let's go with our communication style.
All right, style is a much better way of putting it, Chloe, because I just
part of my job.
It's part of Chloe. She styles everything up. She makes everything fancy.
I make it so that what Chris says translates better.
Thank you. She interprets dev speak. All right, so let's see. Yeah, so I don't have an ETA when it's going to be released, but it is our next update. We'll have a patch. We'll get the ticker going soon, and we'll get the ticker up right away because we can say that the Kerr encounter and dedicated servers are en route, but we don't have an ETA time-wise.
We don't have a date.
Yeah, so we'll put 2 weeks in the ticker. It could be less, it could be more. We don't know. Yeah. But and that is me being transparent in actually saying we don't know. But we will need everybody to help us test the dedicated servers. So once it goes into beta, we will kindly ask that everybody get out there, help us test. Even if some of you that have extra machines, host them on your machines. If any of you have like any lower end machines, please try hosting it, or at least playing on other servers. Even letting your character sit on a server overnight is a huge test for us, because then that lets us know if everything crashed. I'm looking at a bug right now. Sorry.
See, and he's giving me shit for not paying attention to the stream earlier.
Interesting. Sorry, I got distracted. Bug. I'm wondering how we can fix that. It's a cool looking bug, but all right. Anyway, sorry. With that, we will ask you, but of course I will say, make sure you create a new character. You use a brand new world. This way, your older stuff doesn't get demolished in the process. And also, be friendly reminder that use a different character name so your current character name doesn't get squashed, because as we all know in the forums, that can cause a problem. That was a fun thread.
Not really.
All right. So anyway,
Moving on.
All right. So with that, Chloe, you give away stuff.
I do. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is for a copy of the game. Please go ahead and message me at the link that Moobot is about to drop in the chat. And our winners today are Twitchy Samurai, Mega 8 Nia. I have no idea how to actually translate that. I'm so sorry. X Hell's Knight X. Ooh dear. Okay, Arender 21 and Zufi. Those are the names in chat. Congratulations to our 5 winners. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm fairly certain I just butchered a whole bunch of names and I hurt you all. Congratulations. And if you already have a copy of the game, not a problem. You are allowed to do with this copy what you will. You may give it to someone else. You may give it away to a Twitch follower. If you stream, you may give it away to a YouTube follower if you do YouTube videos. If you guys do either of those 2 things, if you stream or if you make videos, tweet about them. Let us know. We love seeing your streams and we love seeing your videos. We don't always get a chance to hop into streams at the time because a lot of you guys stream late at night, which is fantastic. But I'm normally off the clock by that point and I don't see them until the next day. So I'm sorry that I am not seeing as many streams as much as I used to.
Yeah, I love watching streams. One, I find a lot of bugs when you guys are playing because I can't find this stuff when I play for whatever reason. But when you guys play, naturally all these bugs seem to occur, which is great. So I also get a kick out of streams too, and when you got a bunch of people, or when the dragon suddenly. There have been a few streams where players have been surprised by the dragon, and that's always good stuff. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and shut down the server, guys. We're gonna have to bring this stream to a close. Putting a padlock on pine boxes. We're going to be looking into locks and whatnot on doors and strong boxes in time. We got to get past phase 1, which is actually get dedicated servers up. Then we'll get some code time free and we can go from there. Sound good, guys?
We know it's on the list.
Yeah, we're going to get to it. We're just, if you watch this stream for archiving's sake, we are fully focused on dedicated servers. So, and the current encounter at this moment in time. So that's where we're at. We'll try to get some new stuff in, a couple balance tweaks here and there, but that's what we're doing. All right? That'll be update 16.
Yep.
We got to go, unfortunately. You guys know I love playing. I love giving away stuff. Sorry we didn't do some cool run to take down forest giants or go visit all my fun little places that I put all over the world. But we got just a lot of things going on. So, Chloe, if you don't mind, I'll close out really quick. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate the support and feedback. Thank you for the reviews. I love it when reviews are set up with pros and cons. Don't mind negative reviews. I love positive reviews. But if you do have a review that you post up, please give me some feedback so I can know what to fix. Yep. With that, though, thank you, guys. Check out our forums. If you're new to the stream, check out our guides. Or new to the game in general. A lot of cool guides that help you get started. Savage Lands is a brutal, harsh world. We will kick your butt, but there is a way to survive in this world, and a lot of players have found really good ways to go about doing that. So thank you. Dedicated servers, game update 16. It's in the works. It'll be soon. We'll post up notes soon. Chloe, it's all you.
All right. So here's my end of the spiel. Absolutely, Techro, what Chris just said. Thank you so much for sharing your feedback and your suggestions with us, sharing your bugs, sharing your thoughts. We love hearing from you guys. Those of you who have been around streams, who have been around the game for a while, which is now in 6 months of early access, I think. Well, March to now, so five official months. September will be 6. We'll know that we listen to you guys, we take your feedback, we take your bugs and we fix them. And if you don't tell them, we don't always find them, so tell us your bugs. If you want to find out what the latest information is about where we are, what we're doing, all that fun stuff, Chris, be quiet. You can find information on the official website, which is savagelandsgame.com. There we go. I know what my stuff is. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/SavageLandsGame and on Twitter, twitter.com/SavageLandsGame. We like the same naming convention. We have an incredibly dedicated team working in the forums to help you. Thank you to Sean and Dev, Cry and Vader for all of your hard work. You guys rock my socks and have done so much in the last 2 weeks while I've been off focused on War Chest. I want to give you that verbal shout out because you guys are amazing. They are also really hard at work working on our wiki. If you are interested in that and want to contribute, we'd love you to. It is a repository of all the current lore. So every time Chris says something, Cry and Sean and Dev go off and madly type it in. They would always love your help. In fact, speaking of help, we have a couple of folks who are actively translating it into Russian, French, and German. If you speak one of those languages and want to help, please reach out to either Sean or Dev. They would love to have your help, and they can help you get in touch with the other people who are translating. If you don't speak one of those languages, you speak another language, and you want to translate into your native language, that would be amazing too. Again, talk to either Dev or Sean. They will get you started and figure out how you need to do all your typing stuffs, because they're amazing, and that's the thing that they're doing.
All right.
I'm not done yet. Last thing to mention is our Trello board, and if you have not seen it, what that is that is a way for you guys to go and vote on the things that you want to see. As things move through development, out of the we really want this list to the this is being worked on list, moves across the board, and then you can see what's actually has been added to the game since we started it. You are allowed to vote, you are allowed to comment, you're allowed to make suggestions there. Haven't had a lot of brand new suggestions added in the last couple of months, mostly because they've already been added, so you can sort through and search for them. But we do absolutely always welcome you guys making the suggestions. You can do that on one of the posts on the very first column. So if you haven't checked that out, please do so, because we would love to hear your thoughts. And you can have a discussion about how various things should appear in the game. So
absolutely.
Other than that,
I'm getting eyeballed by code, by the way. They're looking at me. I got to run. And a producer.
Okay.
They're all eyeing me.
Well, they can
Sorry,
see your eye. It's not my fault.
They're all.
As I was about to say, since you're now interrupting me one last time, thank you very much, guys, for joining us today. We heart you all, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you very much. And I actually know how to shut it down this time, Chloe. I'm. Well, hold on. All right. There we go. Got it. All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Bye.
We'll see you next week.